Rashad, why you didn't
Anyways,
hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother. Trump, lit,
What's up, Rashad?
yeah.
What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Shank said, why do you recon the Valks have been so successful this year? Better so far than any other first year franchise and looking like they're going to the finals. I think another reason why the Valks are doing so well this year, first of all, the Valks have, I'll argue this, Shanks, because you're a Fever fan. I was arguing this with my friends last night. I brought up this point, and I'll bring it to the public now. And I know y'all might jump me. It is what it is. Hey, it is what it is. I think the Golden State Valkyries have the best fan base in the league, bro. Like, they travel well. They pack out Chase Center every single home game. And I think it's more impressive because they don't have a star player. Like, they don't have Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? They have Caitlin Clark's teammate, college teammate, and Kate Martin, but that's it. Like, they don't have Caitlin Clark. So I think, first of all, they have the best fan base in the league right now. And shout out to the, New York Liberty and the Atlanta Dream, just two other franchises with great fan bases as well. But Golden State is up there, bro. And obviously the Fever have the most popular team because of Caitlin is the most popular player. But yeah. I think that's first of all. Another reason is a lot of those players played together in Atlanta. Like, these are a lot of former Atlanta Dream players. Like, when they signed, when they signed for a brief moment, the scorer, Area Powers, when they signed her, they had like 4 or 5 former Dream players on the same team. And a lot of the overseas players and rights that they were getting over the offseason, whether it be an expansion draft or just through free agency or whatever like that, a lot of those players are extremely veteran, experienced players and things of that sort. So, you bring a lot of experience into the locker room. And even though it might be a first-year franchise, it's not a first-year locker room at all. Like, they're all professionals. They all know how to come together and put together successful seasons. Kayla Thornton said that they were all like role players on their previous teams. So it's like you get a bunch of role players coming together. There's no ego. One of the biggest things in basketball and in team sports, period, is everybody has a role. Everybody knows their role. If everybody has ego, you kind of clash. It doesn't work. How many times have we seen super teams where this guy, look at the Phoenix Suns last year, right? They get Bradley Beal averaged 30 points in Washington. Devin Booker averaged 30 points in Phoenix. Kevin Durant been averaging 30 points his entire career for the past 15 years, right? They all come together and they can't win a game because everybody trying to score 30 all the time, or they trying to be too unselfish. They try to be too humble. And in the back of their mind, they're like, dang, I could really carry this team if I had to. So egos, lack of ego, understanding your role and being humble enough to accept your role, I think it's a reason for their instant success, in my opinion. Nathan Snell said the Valks have been successful essentially because positionless basketball. If you look at the roster, at one time they were starters for different teams, 100%. In fairness, that team in Phoenix was terrible from a coaching standpoint. I don't know about that. Fever fan base is half the WNBA now. Okay, so this is what I said, Shanks. Like, they have Caitlin Clark. It's like, I feel like Fever fans are Fever fans because of Caitlin Clark. Like, it's a difference, I'm trying to think of like a good example. It's like LeBron James, I think is a good example. Like, you have a fan that will come to a city one year in a Cleveland jersey for the Cleveland game, and they, let's go Cavs. Next year, they'll come to the game in a Lakers jersey. Let's go Lakers. Next year, they'll come to the game in a Miami jersey. Let's go Heat. You know why? Because they aren't fans of those teams. They're fans of LeBron. I remember a friend of mine growing up, middle school, high school. He didn't have a favorite team. Of course, now his team now a little more settled in. He likes the Atlanta Hawks. He's from Atlanta. We from Atlanta. But growing up, he didn't have a favorite team. He just rooted for wherever Melo was. And that's the case with, I think, Caitlin Clark. If Caitlin Clark, they expand to Portland, and Caitlin decides to, her contract runs out in Indiana, and she decides to sign with Portland. All y'all fans is going to be Portland fans. Like, that's why I say, like, Golden State has the best fan base because there was no prior history and there is no star, like no Michael Jordan. Like Caitlin Clark is Michael Jordan with her popularity, bro. You know what I'm saying? So wherever Caitlin goes, that's where her fans are going. Just like how they travel well for Caitlin, they're Caitlin fans. Golden State, they're Golden State fans because there's no star to hold on to. Nathan said, that's why I don't understand why individuals pick them to win less than 10 games. It's extremely ridiculous. Oh, he was talking about Golden State. I mean, I don't think it's ridiculous to think that they were going to be bad before the season because, like, just logically, right? Logically, first year teams just don't do that well. You know what I'm saying? It's not like first year teams are, man, first year teams going to the finals. That just doesn't happen. I remember the Dream, their first year, they made the playoffs, and it was like, oh snap, they made the playoffs their first year. Ivory Latta, they lost. You know, they didn't win a game in the playoffs, but they made a push, and that surprised me. So I don't think a team has done that since the Dream. If I'm wrong, you guys can correct me in the comments, but I don't think a team's done that since the Dream in 2008. Let me see. But yeah, that's how I feel about the DB situation. It's like folks want to be mad that, you know, she got a player cut because she wanted to play on Phoenix. When you're as good as DB and you work for the resume that DB has, it is what it is, brother. It is what it is. All right. Players for the Fever are getting huge crowds, jersey sales, and sponsorship. Fever girls are getting more personal fans because of Clark. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But they aren't like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, how do I explain this? You can go to the game with an Aaliyah Boston jersey. You can go to the game and, like you said, shout out the Fever girls. Like, say there's a Fever girl named Brittany. Brittany, we're big fans of you. We follow you on Instagram. Da, 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 da. At the end of the day, if Caitlin Clark got traded to the Charlotte Sting, it's over with. Like it might be some leftover fans that might be like, my introduction to women's basketball in the WNBA were the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. It's like Chicago Bulls fans in 2025, right? Like most of those Chicago Bulls fans, especially if they're not from Chicago, is because they were fans when Michael Jordan was there. Michael Jordan introduced me to the game of basketball. I'm gonna be a Chicago Bulls fan for the rest of my life. You're gonna have some fans like that in Indiana, but at the end of the day, they are Caitlin Clark fans. They're not Indiana Fever fans. Look at the fans that Mitchell has now, Erie has now, Boston has now, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Shanks? Like, I feel like what I'm saying is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? they have fans, like you said, because of Clark. So if Clark leaves, they will be fans of different players. Like, you don't see like Timmy don't got a big fan base now. Is, you know, in Golden State, people aren't going to the Golden State games like Timmy. Like, people aren't doing that. Like, they moved on to whoever else. And now they Sydney Colson fans, the same fans who's fans of Femi, Timmy. They you know what I'm saying? I think you are right to an extent, but there are so many fans for the Fever. Even the residue of fans to stay with the Fever will be significant. Yeah. For sure. I hear that. I can agree with that, Shanks. Nate said, my only issue is I don't want anyone to forget Aaliyah, Kelsey, or Natasha. They're not gonna forget them. Like, just like how those Iowa girls, Kate Martin and Gabby Marshall and Warnock and all them jokers, like, because a couple of them got a podcast, don't they? You know, they got a podcast. The podcast is doing well and stuff like that. Like, Caitlin, you know, people, how you say it? Okay, so you watch a TV show, right? I'll give an example for me. I'll say Atlanta. So for me, you know, I'm a big Donald Glover, Childish Gambino guy, right? So I was tuned in to Atlanta, despite the fact that I was on the show season 1. That's a flex. I'm tuned in to Atlanta to support Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. Everybody else on the cast at the time, they were unknown actors and actresses. Like Zazie Beetz wasn't that known. Lakeith Stanfield wasn't that known, and Byron Tyree Henry weren't that known. I'm watching for Donald Glover. Donald Glover got me watching Atlanta and supporting Atlanta. And then, dang, while I'm watching it, hey, Zazie Beetz, she kind of a good actress and she's funny. Yo, Lakeith Stanfield is a star. This dude is so random. Brian Tyree Henry, he really convinced me he's an actual rapper. So now I'm watching Brian Tyree Henry on the dang Marvel show. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching Zazie Beetz on the Deadpool series. I'm watching Lakeith Stanfield in whatever movie and TV show he does now. So it happens. Like, you're gonna stick with those people being introduced through the person you initially came in for. Yes, they do have one.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.